Couple different stories about baseball news today, other than Alex Bregman and Max Trout signing deals. Now this one's a sad news story, but there was a baseball player named Randy Jackson back in the '50s that played for the Cubs and a few other teams, and he died today. He was 93. And then the other one was Chuck Harmon, not a very, and he wasn't that good anyway. Um, Randy Jackson, the baseball player for the Cubs and Brooklyn Dodgers and Cleveland Indians, basically had played from 1950 to '59, and injuries limited his career basically. The Brooklyn Dodgers traded for the Chicago Cubs All-Star Randy Jackson in December of 1955, hoping he would become their regular third baseman. Injuries limited his playing time during the next two seasons, but on September 28, 1957, when he delivered a three-run homer against the Phillies in Philadelphia, Jackson became a footnote in history of a storied franchise. Jackson, who died on Wednesday morning at the age of 93 at his home in Athens, Georgia, was the last Brooklyn Dodger to ever hit a home run. The Dodgers were playing their next to last game when Jackson's drive landed in the upper left field stands at Connie Mack Stadium off a pitch from baseball player Don Cardwell, propelling Brooklyn to an 8-4 victory in a series that followed the Dodgers' final home games at Ebbets Field. Jackson was an unlikely candidate for his melancholy achievement. He had only one other home run that season, so he only finished that season with two homers, and he played in just 48 games while hobbled by a lung injury, and that home run seemed nothing special to him when the third-place Dodgers closed out their history the next day with a 2-1 loss to the Phillies. The last Brooklyn pitch delivered by an unproven left-hander named Sandy Koufax. Earlier in that summer of '57, when the Dodgers were on the brink of moving to Los Angeles and the New York Giants soon headed to San Francisco, the Brooklyn-born comedian Phil Foster took up a lost cause with his rendition of "Let's Keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn" on Coral Records. That song, the song foreshadowing the borough of Brooklyn's fate if its heroes fled to the West Coast, included a brief tribute to Jackson and the outfielder Gino Cimoli, though their Dodger careers were modest. Um, Jackson, in fact, had his best seasons in the 6 years he played with the Cubs. Um, Going from 1950 to '55, he was a two-time All-Star with Chicago, and most of his career runs came within the first 6 years. And then during going from '57 to '59, he would only hit 59 other homers, and played alongside the future Hall of Fame shortstop Ernie Banks coming up. The Dodgers obtained Jackson in a multiple-year deal, expecting him to take over at third base from agent Jackie Robinson. He arrived with the reputation for lacking fire, but as he told the Miami News at his first Dodger spring training camp, "My voice doesn't carry more than 6 feet before it drops off, so what's the use?" He did have his moments before the parting home run. In June of 1956, Jackson combined with Duke Snider and Gil Hodges in a barrage of three consecutive ninth-inning home runs to lift the Dodgers to their victory over the Phillies at Ebbets Field. Jackson appeared in his only World Series that fall, going 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter when the Dodgers lost to the Yankees in 7 games. Even though he went by the name Randy, his real name was Ransom Joseph Jackson Jr. Was born on February 10th, 1926 in Little Rock, Arkansas, the son of Ransom Sr. and Ann Polk Coolidge Jackson. His father, a former Princeton University baseball coach, prospered in the 1920s, running a cotton brokerage business with two partners and offices in New York, London, and Paris. After the business failed in the stock market crash of 1929, he sold his life insurance. Sold the life insurance thing. Um, the Yankee catcher Bill Dickey was a family friend. Randy won three Southwest Conference batting titles, and he also played football because he was a halfback, and two Cotton Bowl games for Texas Christian in 1945 and the University of Texas in '46, while he was enrolled in World War II era naval officer training programs on their campuses. In 1947, he was signed by the Cubs and made his debut for them in 1950. Along the way, he acquired the name Handsome Ransom. The nickname has less to do with looks and more to do with the sports writer looking for something to rhyme with ransom. He played with the Cubs from '55 to 55. Then the Dodgers acquired him. He remained with the Dodgers and until when they moved to Los Angeles in '58. And then late that season, he was sent to Cleveland Indians on a trade, and then he went back to the Cubs in '59. A right-handed batter, he finished out his career with 103 homers and 415 RBIs and had a .261 batting average. After he retired, he became a laundromat man, which he worked in his family's laundry business, and also sold life insurance on the side to make money. Yeah.